Hello there, this is Douglas Block. Welcome to another live chat on March, what is it, the 28th? My God, where did March go? That was quick. Yikes. I had my birthday at the end of February. By the way, thank you all you people for wishing me happy birthday. The interesting thing is you wish me happy birthday when the video is posted. Actually, my birthday was on February 22nd. Anyway, waiting for the first viewers to come on. I know we're in public, or we should be. Anyway, another beautiful day in sunny Oregon. I'm going to go on a bike ride after this, and once again, we're going to answer all of your questions that you have on any aspect of mental health recovery. And I was going to tell a joke, but I'm waiting for people to show up. Oh, there they are. Great. Better late than never, as I used to tell my physics teacher. So what's coming up in my next video? It's another depression recovery story called Back from the Brink. But I want to talk about the video I published last Monday, or actually 2 days ago, wasn't that far ago, what I learned from my last relapse. And it's something I made a video for you guys called I'm Sick and Tired of Being in Recovery. And in that video I talked about how I had a minor dip in February before my birthday, and it was really a drag. I've been doing pretty well the last 2 years, and suddenly I found myself having to one more time, dig myself out of a pit. And I thought, this is really no fair. Why do I have to do it and nobody else? Frederick Blake, hello, my latest patron. Wow, how unusual that you should come on first. Frederick just joined Patreon. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your supporting this channel. And by the way, if anybody wants to follow suit, hoping to get a Patreon supporter today. If so, I will send you a free copy of my book, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, Swiss Heart. Another Patreon supporter. Cool, 2 of you. Nice to see both of you. So have either of you seen the Monday video that I posted 2 days ago? My videos are posted every Monday. It's 7 a.m. Pacific time, and live streams every Sunday and Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. What I learned from my depressive relapse. So here I was down in the pits one more time. Just saying, I'm just tired of this. So I made a video called I'm Sick and Tired of Being in Recovery. Why do I have to struggle just to maintain my head above water while people who I know just take it for granted? Well, the answer was, this is this is my fate. This is the hand I was dealt. And I could have cancer, I could have heart disease, I could have, diabetes, I could have all sorts of chronic ailments. So at least depression, you can learn skills and coping strategies to manage it. So it's cool. By the way, Frederick and Swiss, could you tell me if you got a notification that we were on live chat? For some reason, I don't think it was sent out. I certainly didn't get one. Hey, Ruby Morton, nice to see you. Yeah, sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications when they should. And so how'd you guys know I was on the air? Let me know. And how's the sound? I really worked on getting my microphone geared up, and on Sunday, just 3 days ago, people told me it was pretty damn good. Oh, I guess I'll tell my first joke from that. All 10 of you who are watching. So it has to do with a minister and a church he was in. Yeah, you've seen the video. Well, Tracy, what do you think of it? Anyway, at the end of this sermon that this minister gave, a man came up and just, ran up to the minister and said, "Minister, that was a damn fine sermon, a damn good sermon." The minister said, wait, sir, I really appreciate your compliments, but we don't use language like that in the house of the Lord. So could you please refrain? The guy went right on, without even hearing the minister. He said, in fact, that was such a damn good sermon, I left a check for $3,500 in the collection plate. The preacher says, "No shit." There you have it. Swiss Heart comes up in the red live chat. Click on that. And where does it come up, Swiss Heart? By the way, I thought that was a funny joke. Does it come up where? Are you on my channel when it happens, or do you get like a notification by email? I think you're supposed to get sent a notification in your email, say Douglas Blog is now on live. Anyway, there you are, Swiss Heart. You liked the joke. Very good. Lazar Maria, I don't think I've heard from you. Jay Bora, you liked it too, but I don't know you guys. Hi, Jay Bohr, where are you guys from? Lazar and Jay Bohr, you're probably from somewhere outside the U.S. That's what I love about these live chats. We get people from all over the world. Leanne, of course, one of my favorite commenters who seems to be making without medication. So Tracy, what do you think of the video, What I Learned from My Depressive Relapse? I thought it was pretty decent. By the way, last time we were on, we had some really nice people contributing on the live chat, the super chat button, the $ sign at the bottom of your screen. We had contributions of $1, $5, $10. So again, this is my passion, and I don't get the $120 or $150 an hour that therapists get or psychiatrists get by doing this, but this is what I need to do, because when I was alone and depressed, and I had no support group or no people, who I could get together with and really talk about what I was going through, it made it a lot harder. So I'm glad I can offer this for you guys, and you can help each other out. Okay, pops up under the screen. Okay, but did you get an email, Swiss Heart? You're from Canada. Wow, okay. And you're from Paris. Whoa, I love Paris. You get an email if you click on the bell. Frederick Blake, you're a genius. Okay, so that's the key. You have to be subscribed to the channel and click on the bell to the right of the subscribe button. And if you do that, then you will get notification by email. Thank you, Frederick. My niece is getting an EKG. It's a new treatment to detect major depressive disorder. Really? Nah. Really? Tell me what they're looking for. You didn't get an email. Well, that's because, Swiss Heart, go back to the channel and click on the subscribe button, and there's a bell. When you click on the bell after you subscribe, then you will get the email notifications. Anyway, you want another joke? Okay, so there's no call number because Craig Smith, because I love calling numbers. I used to have a radio show here in KBO, Portland, Oregon, and people called in from all over the place, but the YouTube live chat doesn't have that available. Now, I could at some point rent one of these things online. What is it? I forget what they're called. Go Meeting or something like that, where you actually can have people call in a number and you can be online and talk to them over the phone. I think that costs some money to do, but these live chats, all I have to do is open up my OBS broadcasting system and be available. So yeah, YouTube only sets it up so you can type stuff in. But yeah, it would be great to have these chats with people's voices. I agree with you. Oh, you spilled spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone. Okay, David. Starkweather, that's brilliant. I got to go ahead and write that down. Nice work, by the way. Did you prepare that for me? Well, I just knocked my post-it note all over the place. Well, somebody got this joke was sent to me by Claire Lou from the UK. Her name is Claire, and she sent me this book. It says a book of, I don't know, bad jokes, pitiful puns, and woeful wordplay. It is pretty bad, but I thought I would read it in honor of Claire. How do you strike a happy medium? You hit a drunken spiritualist. Wow. Epitaph for a cannibal. He loved his fellow men. Boy, those are bad, aren't they? Okay. Anyway, these are really long. When is a river not a river? When it is high water. No, no good. Anyway, thank you for the thought, Claire Lou. I've got better puns than that in my other books. I agree with the points you made in the video, especially remember that this too shall pass. Yeah, so thank you, Tracy. Why don't you, yeah, okay, you got the bell. So Tracy, thank you for recommending this video I did about what I learned from my depressive relapse. So for those of you who haven't seen it, 3 things. 1, if you feel yourself going into a dip, 1, don't panic. You're not gonna fall into the black hole. Number 2, get out your toolbook. Use your coping strategies, call your therapist, make an appointment, get a med evaluation from your doctor, make sure your sleep cycles are okay, you're eating properly, you're getting your regular exercise patterns, call up a good friend, the crisis line, do things you know are going to create a positive mood. And number 3, as Tracy said, tell yourself this too shall pass, because dips come and go, just like relapses and people who are dealing with addiction, drug and alcohol addiction, they come and they go. That's the nature of life. So don't panic, use your tools, and tell yourself this too shall pass. That's the summary of my video I published called What I Learned from My Depressive Relapse. And in fact, I did come out of it. So Leanne says, I have no idea. I read it's a promising new way to detect mental illness. I don't believe it. Yeah. So Leanne, could you let me know, since you're a frequent commenter, if the EKG that your niece is getting does detect depression, and if so, how? Usually the way you know you're depressed is you get up in the morning and say, God darn it, I don't want to get up and do anything. I feel like a piece of crap. I have no pleasure. I can't get out of bed. I'm not going to answer my phone calls. I'm not going to work. Yeah, you don't need an EKG to tell you you're depressed when you feel like that, right? Life is not worth it. I want out of here. Yeah. Okay, Tracy says it's difficult to be consistent with coping strategies like exercise, meditation, but I'm trying. Of course it's hard. You know, getting into good habits, it's hard for everybody. I mean, look at all the people who on New Year's Day say they make their resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat better. And then people don't follow through. So Tracy, keep on trying. And the way you can succeed is have a coach or have a friend call you once a week. The way we do it in our support groups is that people set goals and I assign them coaches, you know, during the week, you know, other peers in the group, and then they keep them accountable. Hey, Joe, did you get to the gym yet? No, I didn't. Well, come on, you wrote down it was going to be 3 times a week. You haven't gone once. All right, I'll go tomorrow. Okay, call me when you do. All right. So having other people to hold you accountable. Well, thank you, Jay Bohr. You started the live chat off beautifully. $2 contribution. Thank you so much from Canada. $2 American dollars. I hope so. I had a guy who paid me in New Zealand dollars, and it turned out you only get about 69 cents on the dollar in America. So, but hey, I'm really glad she went ahead and decided to do some long distance coaching. David Starkweather says, I had an interesting experience in meditation this morning. I actually felt depressed and what? Happy simultaneously. That's interesting. Well, you know, moods come and go. You might have felt depressed one moment and happy the next. I'm going to write down the thing about the spot remover. I thought that was very good. David and the spot remover. Okay. Right, so we've got 17 people on. A couple more people. I'm going to tell my next joke, which I think is funny, although I don't know, it didn't really go over in my support groups last night. Okay, Leanne, Swiss Heart says, I'm using the cancel when I start thinking about the past. Did you get that from me, Swiss Heart? I got it from the Silver Mind Control. Yeah, cancel immediately stops the negative thinking and resets your brain, reboots your brain. By the way, my next video that I'm working on right now is called 5 Things Not to Do When You're Anxious. And one of them I can tell you right now is not to ruminate, but that's something. Pearly Bonda, I've been so bad I almost lost it yesterday. So Perla, you really should see if you can get on some medication. I mean, are you diagnosed as bipolar? Because you seem to be up and then down, up and then down. You might want to get a diagnosis. I'm really sad that you know, you feel there's no point in living. You're just down. This is a dip, but maybe you need to be on a mood stabilizer. I'm not going to diagnose you over the air here, but I think you need to be in the hands of a competent psychiatrist who can check out why your moods change so much, because you went through a good period, but then it seems like you've relapsed. Hey Birdie, a beautiful red-headed finch is on my bird feeder. I filled it up this morning. Forever Freak, I love you. If I can remember your name, Marissa, I think your name is Marissa. Perlis, I understand. Scott Bauer from the UK, who always complains about the lousy mental health system there. Well, Scott, I'm sorry, you should move to America. We have actually a lot better than I realized. Crazy Penis She, I've never seen you before. What do you think is the best ever person with dysthymia? I started cognitive therapy, but for many, but I had to quit because of money reasons. Recently, my friends started giving me mindfulness. Twice Swan. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I love your name. Crazy Plant is She. Well, it's funny you should mention that, because my book, which I could get out here, Healing from Depression, right here, is a book I wrote that has a 12-week recovery program specifically for overcoming dysthymia. Why? Because dysthymia is my diagnosis. So set the intention to heal, reach out for support, exercise, diet, nutrition, lifestyle habits, structure, routine, connection with people, prayer, mindfulness meditation. There's a ton of things you can do for dysthymia. All sorts of things you can do to change your brain, because your brain is neuroplastic. And when you develop new habits, neurons that wire together, fire together, or vice versa. If they fire together, they wire together. Anyway, yes. There's lots of things you can do for dysthymia. Forever Freak, thank you. Scott Power again. So did that help you? Did that answer your question, Crazy Plant? CBT, and you know what? Even if you couldn't continue CBT, there are so many good books. I recommend a book by, aside from my book, Healing from Depression, I recommend a book called Feeling Good by David. Okay, so the first book I recommend, of course, is my book. I have a whole chapter on cognitive therapy. Okay, but there's also CBT, and you can get a book called Feeling Good, David Burns. So those are two good resources for you, Crazy Plant, Crazy Pianist, Crazy Plant. Anyway, whatever, I can't read that small writing. Anyway, two good resources. Yes, lots of things for dysthymia. Never heard of crazy pianists. There are crazy drummers, crazy guitar players, but never crazy pianists. Well, I guess we meant one. Maybe it's not a pianist. Maybe I can't read. Maybe it's Crazy Plant. No, it's Crazy Pianist. I read it right. 1JE24, the punster of all punsters. Give me a pun, will you? Thank you for being here. Forever Freak, Perla, I go up and down too many times to count. I'm probably bipolar. I would suggest taking it one day at a time and doing things to keep busy. Today I painted and I'm about to color. Well, that's a good advice, Forever Freak. Excellent. Swiss Heart says, I wrote a joke on bipolar. I wave to bears. Don't quite know what that means. But you know, I have a card that Santa Claus is bipolar. Do you know why? He went to a psychiatrist and said, you know, I can't make up my mind. I love the South Pole, but I also love the North Pole. Do you think I'm bipolar? There you have it. J-Bor, is lamotrigine for, or Lamictal for depression? It's a mood stabilizer, but it does have antidepressant qualities, and some psychiatrists do prescribe it for depression. By bipolar. Very cute, says Swiss Heart. All right, we only have 17 people here. I was waiting for 20, but I'm going to tell my second joke. About a very strict father, religious father, very conservative, raised his son with 3 dictums. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't gamble. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't gamble. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't gamble. Anyway, his son was so sick, but he couldn't wait to leave the house. He finally grew up 18, went to college, went out and made a life. A couple of years later, he called his father and said, Dad, I got to tell you something. I played the lottery. I know you said not to do it, but I played the lottery. I won $38 million, and the first thing I'm going to do is buy you a house. What do you think of that? Father pauses and says, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Cool, huh? 2 out of 3, right? He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he gambled, but he won $38 million, so there you have it. I'm not bipolar, but the doctor gave me lamotrigine, which is Lamictal. It helps, yeah. J-Bor, it does have antidepressant. I'm on Lamictal also. Isn't that funny? How many milligrams are you taking a day? I'm only taking 100, but I think you can take up to 300. They said that you were not bipolar. Okay, well, in that case, you have recurring unipolar depression, I suppose. But I don't think you're on medication, are you? But it does seem your moods do plummet. Leanne, I swear I'd rather have physical illness. I know myself. I know I'll never get better. Oh, well, no. I would agree with David Starkweather. I think you can get better in the sense that you can manage your moods and have long periods of respite and periods of joy. So I've often thought I'd rather have a physical illness, but I just turned 69 and I've lost a number of friends to cancer. So, you know, depression can make you miserable, but it can't kill you. But yeah, I'm sorry you have such a grim outlook. I would agree with David that you should try to you know, find something that gives your life meaning and purpose. So at least a couple of days a week you feel like life is worth living. FlexYard, can anxiety come in monthly episodes? Sure, it can come in monthly episodes, weekly episodes, daily episodes, however you want it to be, right? Yeah, it can, absolutely. And the key word is episode, FlexYard, because it comes and it goes. That's why, as I said in my last video, don't panic. By the way, that's what it said on the cover of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Any of you watch that? I think we're due for another super chat. Thank you for Jay Bohr for your $2. And one more time, I'm going to remind you guys, I know the first two people who came on the air, Swiss Hart and Frederick Blake, recently became patrons. Just go to that website you see there. For as little as $2 a month, you can support this channel. Jay Bohr says, I still have ups and downs since I started the Mets. But for a year, I was always down. At least now I have a happy day. Well, that's great. Parts of the up and down, parts of the national health system has been sold to Virgin Healthcare. Is that like Virgin Airlines? Is that guy, I forgot his name, Richard Branson? Wow, what a good memory. Thank you, Mom. I got my good memory from my mother. Crazy pianist, she. I'll get that right. I'm a crazy pianist, not plant. I know, I said pianist. I'm a newbie. I have problems with any structure, and it sounds so easy, what you mentioned, but it's very hard, like I can't follow it. Huh. I wonder, how are you in school? Were you able to go to school every day and do your homework? Structure is so important. Maybe there are structures that you don't like. How about a structure of like once a day going to the gym to work out? Or how about once a week meeting with a good friend for lunch? Or how about once a week, you know, walking outside and watching the birds or something, or once a week tuning to your favorite television show or renting a video. Structures that you can live with and that actually you look forward to. Well, David Starkweather says Leanne is very negative, but isn't that the point? When you're depressed, you tend to be negative. You tend to see through a glass darkly. Look at Eeyore the Donkey and Winnie the Pooh. He was always negative. So it's part of the condition. It's part of the disorder. It's part of the illness. So we can't really blame Leanne. I mean, one of my good friends just says, Douglas, why are you so negative? I play words with friends and I say, I'll never make a word out of this. Why are you so negative? Your first reaction is to basically think the worst. Well, you know what Lily Tomlin, the great comedian, said, things will be worse before they get worse. So yes, people with depression tend to look on the dark side, and that's just the way it is. So we just have to train our minds differently. Luan Swan 2002, you've been here before. Hey Douglas, have you ever experienced depersonalization? No, but 3 of my clients have. I'm so tired of people talking to me about depersonalization because I've never experienced it, but I'm going to get a book called Overcoming Depersonalization, and I think that's going to help me understand it. Tell me what your definition is. I know you're supposed to be kind of out of your body. Life seems unreal. You're kind of looking at yourself from the outside. Tell me what your experience is. Thank goodness I've never experienced it, but the people I know are young people. Usually it came after a bad reaction to marijuana. So Luann Swan 2002, I take it, no, you weren't born then, but maybe you were. How did you get depersonalization and what are the symptoms? Again, do you know anything about BPD? Are you asking me bipolar, borderline personality disorder? Or are you talking to David? I had a woman in my group for 6 months with borderline personality disorder. My wife's mother had it. So yes, I know quite a bit about it, and I know it's a really tough thing to have. And I know that dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT, is the technology that seems to help. Leanne, have you tried DBT? I think we've had this conversation, but remind me. But yes, I've experienced BPD with family and friends and clients, so it's really, really tough. Okay, Patty Brady. Hey, God, from Ireland. I haven't seen you in months. Then I understand you. Everyone tells us you have so many things to be happy for, but they don't ever what? know what we're feeling. Yes. No, don't tell a depressed person or someone with BPD saying, you know, the sun is out, why don't you enjoy yourself? No, that's not going to be good, because the person can't enjoy themselves because in their body they can't feel pleasure. So yeah, I agree with you, Patty Brady. Yeah, people, I think you said that, somebody just said that being told that you're, yeah, Pearlie Bonda said, yeah, you haven't so many things to be happy about. That's not a good thing to say to a depressed person. Patty Brandon says, having a lot of mood swings lately, most moods are all over the place. The depression is the worst. Yeah, well, are you on medication? If so, what? What are you doing for it? Depression is horrible. Yes, you feel like you're in a black hole and there's no way out. But again, there are tools and techniques. My favorite is exercise and social connection. Cade says, I used to think of depression as an illness and disease, but now I know it's a human inclination. I don't have a disease. Is that positive thinking? Well, I don't like the word disease. My mother used to say you were sick. You were sick since the day you were born. That's shaming. When you say you have a disease, it makes you feel less powerful. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with you to the core. So I like disorder or inclination, so I agree with you. No, you're not delusional, Kate. I agree. I don't think you should call depression illness or disease, but in some ways, because your brain does get quote unquote sick. I mean, you lose your appetite, you can't sleep, your sexual desires go down. You know, all the basic housekeeping functions of your body are all, you know, dysregulated. So it is an illness in the sense, because there's something wrong in the body, but still thinking of it that way I don't think is helpful. So I agree with you. Scott Power says, I have borderline personality disorder and depersonalization, so I can sympathize both ways. Well, Scott, why don't you get Leanne's email address and you guys can chat. By the way, did you ever speak with Nora, who knows a lot about DBT? Nora Lina Lanita, I gave you your email address. 1J24, the last thing my granddad said to me before he died was, you selfish boy. Wow. That wasn't very nice. Not long after I became a fishmonger. I don't know what a fishmonger is, but I have a feeling this is a pun. Forever Freak, I just broke off a handle of a mug by barely pulling it. It dropped on my foot. Whoa! You know, this reminds me of one of the jokes in that bad book. It said, do you know how to get someone to learn how to dance? Drop a hammer on their toe. That'll get them hopping. At worst nanny ever. So what is Forever Freak? What does that mean? I'm not quite sure. I'm not angry. You don't live in my mind. You seem to have all the answers. Yes. Well, I think David and Leanne are having a dialogue here. So David, I think you have lots of wisdom, and but I think that telling somebody that they shouldn't think a certain way is not helpful, because that's where they're at. You know, I would rather say to Leanne or anybody, hey, I have compassion. Seems like things are really hard. I know depression can be horrible. I know that BPT can be horrible. I'm sorry you're suffering. I hope some strategies, you know, empathize instead of saying, why are you negative or you have a bad attitude. So David, I normally really like your input. It's great, but I think in working with someone who's, you know, struggling, it's better just to express empathy. Anyway, that's my feedback. I worked as a doctor for the World Health Organization. I didn't mean to. I thought I was auditioning for doctor. Okay, Doctor Who. Boy, that's bad. Oh, but I love it. People have to know who Doctor Who is, right? Where are you coming up with these things, 1JE24? Are you making them up? I'm going to write this down if I can find my thing. Of course, WHO stands for the World Health Organization, so not everybody's going to get that, 1JE. I try to get better. I know I never will. They don't even understand how the brain really works. They don't land, but, you know, I have a godson who is bipolar. He had psychotic experiences. People thought he would never get better. And then he had his first child at the age of 32, and something in his brain shifted, and he's never been as bad off as he used to be. So miracles do happen. I wouldn't write your accounts off with reality, Leanne. I would say, I'm suffering. I've been this way. It's a bitch. I don't have much hope, but I'm trying hard. I'm trying my best to do better. But to say I'm never going to get better, you know, in CBT they say always avoid the words never and always. You know, that's called overgeneralization. So I would like you to say don't feel a whole lot of hope for the future, as opposed to I know I will never get better. You don't really know. I thought I would never get better from my breakdown, my last 2 breakdowns, but I did. So, but I was sure I did. But that was the depression fooling me and talking to me. So, does that make sense, Leanne? A great subject, great channel. Well, thank you. Gaith, how do you pronounce your name? Gaith Shallon. Are you from Ireland? Hey, XIM. Do you have any advice on how to deal with anhedonia? I just went ahead and said that to the woman who asked me about dysthymia. I have a list in this book about 25 ways to bring pleasure into your life, which is the opposite of anhedonia. Well, email me, douglasblog@gmail.com, and I will send you the list of the 25 things to do to bring pleasure into your life. Well, not many people get puns, but hey, says 1J24. Sorry for the cough. Claire Lou sent me some dynamite throat lozenges, but I don't have them right here. I need to get them from the other room. David says, I have had plenty of empathy for anybody suffering. Maybe I'll try some gum. That may help. Yeah, well, David, thank you, Jay Bohr. I appreciate your donation and your kind words. You know, if you really want to help, and I know you do, visit my Patreon page. That'd be really cool if you could donate a couple dollars a month. I'm looking for 75 patrons. I've already got 72. Just 3 more left. Okay, Leanne, I used to think exactly like you. It's been 10 years. I still have days of hopelessness, but I've improved a lot. Keep doing research. It is possible to improve. It's not easy. Okay, thank you for that really realistic assessment of how to live with chronic depression, or how to live with, you know, a chronic bipolar or any chronic mental disorder. You just have to keep working it. You have to keep hanging in there and doing everything you can, and some improvements can occur. Lazar Maria, Douglas, I feel pity for you for all you've been through with depression. Well, don't feel too much pity, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Hey, Lazar, in my last video I said we all have our cross to bear. Speaking of, it's Easter. Oh my goodness, I need to make this announcement. Wednesday, Sundays at noon. But at noon this Sunday, I'm going to be at an Easter service, so I won't be starting until 1. Okay? I'll write that down right here. I am at an Easter service on April 1. So we're going to have the live charts start later. Or maybe not all, I don't know, but I may not be on. I'm certainly not going to be on at 12 o'clock. I'm going to be at a service. But you know what I love about Easter? This. I wish Julie Hayes were still on these chats, because she sent this to me. And here it is. The Phoenix Bird. And still I rise. What goes down must come up. This is the image of death and rebirth, which is what the theme of Easter is. So anytime you feel like you're dying and there's nothing you can do about it, just hang in there, because the rebirth is on the way. So, I've learned hopelessness. Do you, Doug? Thank you. I used to have that. I'm feeling a lot less hopeless now than I used to be. ICAD M, nice to see you again. Leanne, David obviously needs attention. I'm not going to argue with you. 45, please don't comment on my posts. Okay. David, you should respect that. Anyway, Leanne, you know that I always like to answer your comments when you make them on my YouTube channel. I think I answer them very respectfully and compassionately. Anyway, I like dialoguing with you, so keep leaving comments, okay? 1J24, do you think white people who are racist are scared of their own shadow? Boy, you're coming up with puns left, right, and center. XIM, thank you, Douglas. I am banned Easter service. Well, so much for my typing skills. Flexyard goes, do you find the deeper you descend, the higher you rise? Absolutely. Let me read a quote to you. Anyway, here is the quote from this book, Healing from Depression. This is answering Flexyard's question. The depth of despair to which you can go and still survive is an exact measure of the height which you can aspire to reach. The depth of despair which you can go to and still rise is the depth of despair you go to is an exact measure of the height that you can aspire to reach. So, yes, the deeper you go, the higher you rise. That's what the message of Easter is, and that's what the message of the Phoenix Burn is. So yes, I completely agree with you, Flexyard. My worst episode of the depression were followed by the best years of my life. So, Jabor, is a numeral losing hair if you're depressed or side effects? Lamotrigine, my hair is thinning now. No baldness in my family. Well, you'd have to look that up. I'm losing hair because there is baldness in my family. But you should look up the side effects of lamotrigine. I don't think so. There might be other factors besides depression. My mom got alopecia from taking antidepressants. I don't know what that is, Scott Bauer. Very cool. Mohammed Wijaksono. Hi, Douglas. How to keep the patience level during depression and anxiety? Very hard. Very hard. Long suffering is a key word in the Bible and many other spiritual traditions, meaning having the patience to bear this pain and the suffering until you come out of it. You just have to keep telling yourself, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And live one day at a time. Don't go too far in the future. Don't think, how am I ever getting out of this? Concentrate on today and what you can do to get through today. And one day you will wake up and things will be different. So that's how I keep patience. Leanne, bye, David. Leanne, sorry there was, you know, a little bit of friction between you and David, but please come back, and I look forward to getting your post again on the channel. And I know that borderline personality disorder is a horrible thing, but you have done things to help yourself. I know, because you've written me about them. Can you give me one suggestion to overcome learned helplessness from childhood? Yes. Give yourself tasks to do that are simple, that you can accomplish, and then praise yourself for them. I have a whole video on that, and I forget what it's called. There's a word for that. Oh my God. Anyway, Cade, send me an email, douglasblog@gmail.com, and I did a whole video on overcoming learned helplessness. And there's a word for it, which I just can't. Anyway, it has to do with the person's ability to learn self-sufficiency and tools that make it's called self-efficacy. Oh, good. Thank you, Estelle Block, my mother. Self-efficacy. I want you to type this in, Cade, and I want you to look this stuff up on Wikipedia or on the internet. This is a very powerful concept. This is how you overcome learned helplessness, right here. You do things that you succeed in, and you give yourself praise for doing them. So, I want you to look that up on the internet, or write me, douglasblock@gmail.com, and I'll send you the video. Yeah, Leanne, I love you, dear. You one of the great points about this channel. So keep commenting and keep asking questions and keep sharing your experience. I love hearing from you. What do you think of voluntary work? I replied, I wouldn't do it if you paid me. All right, the hits just keep on coming. Flexyard, is it worth battling through depression? What else? I'm not sure if the years after it will compromise the pain. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but of course it's worth battling through depression, Flexyard. What else are you going to do? Give into it, Yeah, check out? No, you have to battle through it. I mean, you're the hero. Think of you're on a hero's journey. You're having to slay the dragon. You're having to overcome tests. That's what depression is. But you know what? They find that people who've been through difficult times, when they come out the other side, they're actually mentally healthier. There's a phrase by Nietzsche, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I have this really cool book I'm looking at that I'm going to do a video on in about 2 weeks. It's called Stress Proof Your Brain by Melanie Greenberg. I highly recommend this book. Anyway, she turns about, I can't look it up now, but there's a thing in here where she talks about if once you make it through a stressful experience, you come out stronger on the other side. So yes, flex yard battling is the way to become stronger, and you just have to, again, take it in small doses. Okay, there's somebody who I haven't seen before in this live chat. What is her name? Olga Schmidt. My mindset is to overcome anxiety, depression. Naturally, only 5% have the brain imbalance. Everyone else has a habit of fearful negative thinking, which emotionally can paralyze you. I agree, Olga Schmidt. I wouldn't say 5%, but anyway, yes, a lot of depression, anxiety is about negative thinking, and there are tons of books on that, and you can train your mind. One of the things I recommend is something called DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. If you're anywhere in the States or another country where you can go to a class on this, you should definitely look this up on the internet. My doctor told me I was turning into an airport. I asked, is it terminal? I've never seen so many bad puns in one live chat. 1J, you've just broken the record. Did you find that quote to be true after your episode? Yes, absolutely. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Hey, Nietzsche was a great philosopher. What can I tell you? Just take it slow, Scott. I've had my first day of 0 milligrams on Prozac since the end of October. I woke up feeling better this morning, even though I'm really spaced out. Yes, I agree with David. Take it one day at a time. So great to heal, Barra. Stay strong. Keep jogging. All right, Cade. Thanks for the encouragement. I like a video on coming out of the hospital after a suicide attempt. How do you get back with family and community and still hold your head up? That's a great idea. Will you please write me and remind me of that? I do have an article on coming out of the hospital. DouglasBlock@gmail.com. I've come out of 5 hospitals, by the way. Which philosophers do you like the most? I like Plato. I like a guy who's not technically a philosopher, but he really is. His name is M. Scott Peck. He wrote a book called The Road Less Traveled. A very, very wise man and writer, an amazing psychiatrist. I like Schopenhauer, although he was a bit negative. But hey, he was depressed. A lot of philosophers are depressed. Swiss Heart. Oh yeah, okay. Crazy pianist is she. Why is it so hard for people overcoming depression and dysthymia? I mean, follow structure, setting achievable goals. I've always wondered why some people do get over it and others are stuck. Well, that's a great question. My experience of 20 years of helping people, including myself, crazy pianist, is that it all has to do with intentionality. If you really want to overcome depression and support, you need to be really clear that you want to get well, and you have to have the right people support around you. That always seems to make the difference. But there are some people who are just survivors. There are just some people who are resigned and other people who aren't. That's a great mystery, you know? Why do some people give up and some people keep persevering? No one knows. That's a mystery inside the human soul. But some people just have that fighter mentality in them. And you know, there's this, look at John McCain. He's an American senator, for those of you who don't know. He was in a POW camp in Vietnam, went through horrible things, came out the other side, you know, very compassionate man. So, you know, some people just have this instinct to get through things. Cade, you haven't checked into the group on Telegram in a while. It's getting sparse. Wow, really? David, thank you for telling me this. Okay, so everybody, you got to go ahead and, has Greg been, you know, you need a facilitator for that. That's why I run my support groups. Whoops. So write Greg's Sandler at this email address and get on his virtual support group. Do I drink alcohol? It says Hungry Chef. Yes, I like a beer with my Mexican food, but that's about it. A couple of times a month. I'm not a drinker. I just puts me to sleep. Flexrock, Doug, you must have felt like you were on ecstasy 24/7 episode 90's ended. Well, I wouldn't say ecstasy. I'm bipolar 2, not bipolar 1. But I'll tell you what, Flex I'm glad you brought this up. What happened is after I came out of my episode in the fall of 97, I got this inspiration to write my memoir. This book, which preceded Healing from Depression. It's the proudest thing I've ever done. But anyway, anybody who becomes a Patreon member today, I will send you a copy of this book. But I just felt this creative surge coming through me to tell my story. And I woke up every day just looking forward to going to the computer and to continue to spill my guts and share what I've learned. So my ecstasy is really about getting into the creative flow. So after every period of depression or downtime, I've had a burst of creativity. That's what happened with Robert Schumann, the great composer. He would be depressed. He wouldn't write any symphonies or sonatas. He'd come out of it. He'd be really productive. So that's what happens to me. My favorite fellow is Kierkegaard, the anti-philosopher. Absolutely true. Yeah, fear and trembling, sickness unto death. Olga Schmidt, Mr. Block, I realize I'm trapped. Emotion in childhood came out as anxiety. What can I do about it? I made a video called oh, did you hear about it? Yes, I did a video on it, Olga. It's called How Childhood Trauma Can Create Depression and Anxiety in Adults. I did a video on it. Go type in the words childhood trauma on my video and my YouTube site and the search engine. You'll come up with that video. So absolutely right. Childhood trauma leads to addiction and leads to mental illness. It's really bad. Children need to have safe, warm environments with good attachment to their caregivers. When they don't, all hell breaks loose. So those of us who had reasonably happy upbringings or decent upbringings, we should be very thankful to our parents. Leanne, my father's like that, very strong-minded. Wish I had his genes. Well, you do have his genes. Just dig down and maybe you'll find them or ask him. Uh-oh. Shove Tuesday. Okay. 1JE, you just keep going. Is lamotrigine safer than SSRIs? Can't take it because I'm having a hard time to pee. Oh, can't take SSRIs, huh? Never knew that it created problems with urination. Lamotrigine is a very safe, Lamictal is a very safe medication. My late psychiatrist, before he passed on, used to prescribe this to almost everybody. So yes, but you know, ask your doctor. Ask your doctor. But I've never heard anybody having that symptom about not being able to go to the bathroom. Leanne, and it was hard after my overdoses. My family stayed with me for a while. Thank God I had that support. Well, there you have it. You need to have a compassionate family, especially if you had an attempt, or a really good therapist. There are people out there. You'll check it out. Yes, it's called How Childhood Trauma Brings About Depression and Anxiety as an Adult. Bear, I caught you live finally. I've never, because I'm in England. Well, wait. What do you mean you can't? My friend, it's only 8:48 p.m. And do you go to bed at 7 p.m. in England? I come out every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. in the Great Britain and UK. So as long as you're up at 8 o'clock, you can find me. Actually, I can't see what you mean, but it's interesting to get the other points of view. So court proof is hard to be in because there's a lot of pain in there. I was depressing me. I said goodbye to my friends and had to find other ways to heal. Well, you know what? You're welcome, Jay Bohr. So here, hey, David Starkweather and Cade. So when I run my support group, it's solution-based. People don't come and have a pity party. People express their pain, but they also express their goals, what's working for them. It's all about recovery. Think mental health recovery. So if you go to a group, make sure that's the focus and not just the pain, because the pain can overwhelm you. I have been to survivors of suicide groups. They have been so difficult to be in because people are so traumatized and all you hear is sorrow and loss and anger. It just can overwhelm you. So if you're having depression, you really have to be careful what environments you expose yourself to. If you're around too much pain, you're going to take it on. Depression people can be very empathetic. That's why you should watch the news very much or go online for the news. So yeah, a support group that doesn't have a facilitator can descend into a lot of pain in misery. But again, in my support groups, I keep it positive. Yeah, I prefer it here, says Cade. Yeah, well, you know, I'm funny, right? Okay, one more joke for tonight. Oh, okay. Why do chickens watch TV? For the entertainment. Oh my goodness, one day they should take you out and shoot you. That's so bad. Why do chickens watch TV? For the entertainment. Oh, oh, oh. All right, I got to get a better one than that. Oh, guys. Leanne, this may sound a little crazy, but I go to strip clubs to get in my own head. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, those places can be very alluring. It will definitely take you out of your head. Okay, did you hear about the cross-eyed teacher? She lost her job because she couldn't control her pupils. Now that's funny. What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds. I didn't like my beard at first, but then it grew on me. Okay, what do you think of that? Take that, 1JE24. Those are good puns. Yes, in my group we're talking about how we're recovering. Excellent. Swiss Heart, what group are you in? Where is it? Everybody should fly down and be in your group. Hey, 51 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, and there's another bird. Guess what, guys? As I always do, what do I always do on Wednesdays after these chats? I hop on my bike and go for a 2-hour ride just to get, you know, just to get my brain, you know, in good shape, because I have a men's group tonight. Wednesday is very busy. Live chat. I go to New Seasons to get the 10% discount on food because I'm over 65, and I bicycle. All right. And Swiss, in your heart, we are able to talk about how we're recovering. Yes. Well, you must have a facilitator. Hungry Chef, do you think it's best to avoid alcohol when you're depressed? And do you think there's a link with alcohol and depression? Of course. Alcohol is a depressant. Yes. No wonder why you get depressed when you drink too much. Yes, yes, yes. Hungry Chef. You can have a beer, but don't have too much alcohol when you're depressed. It will simply make you more. It's Nora's birthday today. Tell her happy birthday. Thank you. Good to know you're live YouTube times. I can catch you from time to time to be part of it. Many greetings from Germany. Yes, I love Germany. My father was German, Alsace, Lorraine. They have good scientists there. They were okay, I guess. Hey, 1J, don't let me ever talk you out of your puns. I'm going to use some of them in my group. Some of them are good. About dying inside, or maybe that was somebody else when they swallowed food coloring. Yes, exactly. It's easy to wallow in self-pity, which is dangerous to say the least. Solution-based. I think maybe some groups may be a bad idea, if not moderated. Well, David Starkweather, that was the point I was making. I agree with you. Jay Bohr, I'm from Canada originally, but from Philippines, and I was having a hard time to accept my minimalist. But, when I finally did, it helped. Jay Bohr, I want you to go to a video I made called "Learn to manage your depression, not to cure it." Yes, you have to accept you've got this, but once you accept it, it's not so bad because it is treatable. Does anybody call me by surname, Flexyard? Yes, a lot of Indian people who write me, they say Dr. Block or Mr. Block. I'm so glad I found you. Yes, people from India call me by my last name, but I am extremely informal. When I was a teacher, I said, just call me Douglas. Don't call me Doug, however. I hate that name. My goddaughter used to say, hi, Doug. Don't call me Doug. Okay, Doug, I won't call you Doug. You see how far I got. Group in Half Moon Bay, DBT. I've been in this group for 5 years, Sweetheart. You are one lucky dog. The DBT groups only go 6 months, and then they kick you out in Portland, Oregon. How is that possible? You know, I've not been looking into the camera. My goodness, what do I need to do? I need to move. No, I have been walking into the camera. Okay, it just appears like I haven't. Alcohol, big no. Most of my episodes I was drinking, and then I stopped drinking. Okay, says Leanne. Would you? Yesterday there was a fisherman on the news. He said that he felt Brexit was selling his colleagues down the river. Oh my goodness. Now that was good. Thank you, Scott. Yes, you're very fortunate, Swiss Heart. Would you say smoking is okay with anxiety? It's causing more symptoms. Do you mean smoking pot or just smoking cigarettes? Smoking cigarettes is the worst thing you can do for your health. Smoking pot is a dangerous game because there can be impurities. A couple of my young people had really bad reactions and got depersonalization. So you're a fantastic person, 1J24. I'll show myself out. I'll email you more puns. Yes, please email the puns. There's always a gem somewhere in there. Live is looks dry, David. Uh-oh, we're having this conversation. Cigarettes. Yeah, no, I would avoid cigarettes. I just, my neighbor's father is dying of lung cancer. Hey, we've only got one live chat donation. Come on, guys. We have 4 minutes left. Someone go ahead and pop $1 or $2. We have 29 people watching. Wow, the most we've had all. I should make these 2 hours, right? Well, I started 4 years of that with Seeking Safety. DBT was 4-month-old. Same people in the group. I don't understand how you can have that happen, but I'm very, very happy for you. Bear. Oh, subordinable, $2. You did it. Thank you so much. You saved the day. Pot does riddle people with anxiety. Flex yard, ugly personalization, my worst symptom. Yes. Go get a book. Go on Amazon, get in your bookstore. It's called Overcoming Depersonalization. Get that book. You know what I mean. My spelling is bad. Lan, great that you're not drinking. I don't drink now. I miss it, but not drinking is much better. Yes. Scott Power, the joke is actually a true story. The pun was unintentional. Another $2 for IKM. Wow, we are the last 3 or 4 minutes. People are coming through. Thank you. Although Google does take a cut of that, 37%. If you want to send me stuff by PayPal, I get 100% of it. If you basically go ahead and send it to family or friends, which we are. So it's douglasbach@gmail.com is my PayPal address. But thank you very much for your contributions here. I really appreciate them. Thank you, I appreciate it. I will buy it. Buy what? I'm not quite sure what you're going to buy, but I hope it's a book. Oh, Overcoming Depersonalization. Yeah, definitely. Worst thing for depression, says Leanne. Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to read your books, Forever Freak. Well, don't you have this book? A lot of the people on my live chats have this book, Healing from Depression. This is the book that I wrote in a whirlwind after I came out of my 97, 98 depression. It just came right out of me. Manuela M. Hello, Douglas. I'm a new subscriber from Italy. Your videos are helping me a lot. Thank you so much. Well, you're more than welcome. You obviously must speak English. Maybe you could translate them to Italian. You don't have that book? Well, go get it on Amazon. You can even get some used copies. For me, tea didn't help. I'm not quite sure what you meant by that, Leanne, what type of tea you were talking about. But at any rate, 2 minutes left. Anybody have any? If you go to Amazon.com and you type in Douglas Bloch Forever Freak, you'll see about 11 books I've written. So Marissa, just go to www.amazon.com and simply type in my name. I've written about 11 books and they'll all pop up. For anxiety, I'm not quite sure what tea you were talking about. Valerian tea can help relax people and put them to sleep. I still think exercise is the best thing for anxiety. I've never found anything better. Greetings from Finland, free spirit hippie. Ho! Your videos have been helpful. You know, it's kind of dark out there. What do you think about the Finnish winning all? They won one medal, right, in the Olympics, Winter Olympics. Some guy won their first medal. Everybody must have been jumping up and down for joy. I'd like to go to Finland. I think they have a lot of women in the Congress, like Norway. I think they're very, in terms of their male-female relationships, I think they're pretty progressive. Well, great. Get it whenever you can, Forever Freak. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have once you get it. You know my email address. 59 minutes and 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 48 seconds left. Uh-oh, time for me to suit up for my ride. So remember, Easter Sunday, I will not be on at 12 o'clock. Not on at 12 Easter Sunday. Please tell all the other people who listen. I hope people will forgive me. I'm a very reliable person, but I need to do something to celebrate resurrection. My dad swears by exercise. He's 72. Hey, Dad, Leanne, your dad's a good role model. He's tough. He's 72. You know, tell him, hey, you know, give me some of your good energy. Finland's doing pretty well at the moment. Well, great. I'd love to visit there. Thank you. God bless. God bless you, Swiss Heart. Thank you for being a subscriber. By the way, Swiss Heart, Scott Bauer, a number of people are subscribers to Patreon. Thank you, Forever Freak. Forever Freak's a subscriber. So here we are one more time. Love you. I love you, Leanne. I've already told you that, and I'm sorry you're suffering. But go check with your father. Sounds like he's a good role model, and maybe he can give you some encouragement. I'm really sorry you feel despair. It's the worst thing to feel. But Leanne, sometime today, you should put Bruce in charge right away. Let him do the Easter chat. You're a genius, David. So Leanne, try to find one thing before the end of the day that you feel grateful for. Maybe just having a father who's healthy, but just write it down. It could bring a tiny bit of light into your despair. Because, you know, there is always some light if we just look for it. So good luck. I love all you guys. And you can continue the chat after I'm gone for 5 minutes. Yes, become a patron for Douglas Block. Anyone who hasn't, says Forever Freak. Great words, and you're contributing to his videos and mental health community. Forever Freak, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's a great way to end, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. I might go on for a short time on Sunday, but not at noon. Enjoy your bike ride. Thanks for your live streams. Good luck to every one of your struggles. Yes. Thank you, Leanne. Well, you're amazing too. And have your father call me. I want to find out how he's got all this energy. All right. Talk to you guys later. And Free Spirit Hippie, I'm glad you're doing well in Finland.